My friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Sunday's Talking Town. I'm your host, The Gov. Looking forward to discussing all the things Ipswich Town with you following another 3 points, another win on the road. This time away at the Riverside, beating Middlesbrough 2-0, double bubble at Boro. Get your comments in, get your thoughts in, anything at all. Obviously, a big week coming up. Watford on Tuesday, Norwich next Saturday. This time next week, we'll discuss the derby. We all feel we all know how it's going to go, but what are you thinking on that one? Then, of course, after that, Leeds and Leicester. So whatever your opinion, wherever it lands, get active. And if you're watching on Catch Up, FTA, comment for the algorithm. So many of you started doing that. Absolutely love it. Love seeing FTA in the comments or just here for the algorithm. Makes me smile every single time. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe. We're now over 5,100 subscribers. And as you can see, we're on to 10K. Won't make it before Christmas, obviously, unless a miracle happens. But do subscribe. And if you'd like to go one step further, become a Talking Town 5th standard today. We can't broadcast without your wonderful support, either by hitting the join button on YouTube. There's 2 packages available there, or head into our Ko-Fi, $4.99, cancel at any point, and get access to a very lively, very busy Discord. I'll get a couple of comments. We've got Matt Stannard in the room. Gavin Law says, what a result. Come on, you Blues. Evening, Charlie. Hope you're well. Stephen says 48 points from 20 games. Only Leicester City has a better points haul in 20 games than us. I love this club right now. And Stephen was on our match reaction show. The 2,000 have checked that out already. Thank you ever so much. And I messaged him after the show to say, thanks for appearing. And isn't it so much better than the last couple of match reaction shows over the last couple of seasons that we've had? You know, I remember being on match reactions where we've been beaten by teams Town should never be beaten by, and it was a sorry old state. How times have changed. How many times have you pinched yourself? And at the start of the show, we had our 3-word reviews, both on Facebook and Twitter, or X, it's now called, in our GIF reaction. So thank you if you're one of the wonderful people who got involved with that. We do that after every game. Get active when you see that on social media and head to our social channels and follow us. That would be much appreciated. James says, James was on about Morsy. I'm going to star that comment, James, and we'll come back to that because I think it's a great question. We had it from Mike D yesterday in our match reaction in regards to Morsy and his yellow card. Anthony still good afternoon. And Moby says the games against Leeds and Leicester, the very definition of 6-pointers. Right, as always, I'm joined by the cruncher who was there, Richard Moss, and the media mogul, Matthew Phillips. Boys, to steal a catchphrase, what do you want to talk about?
No, listen to him.
Well, I want to talk about Rich and Ollie, his son, celebrating at the end. Caught on Talking Town, on Town TV, should I say, Rich?
Talking
Standing
Town
on
TV, is that new?
Look,
Yeah,
that's
standing
new.
on the
Coming.
standing on the
the Premier
seats.
League.
We were right at the back of the first
I saw ya.
section. So right behind us was like the stairs that go down. Right.
Mhm.
So there's like a little sort of barrier behind us. And when we scored the first goal, I was on my seat and I nearly tumbled down backwards
Brilliant.
off
Classic
the back.
away day.
But yeah, look, it was
Limbs, as they say.
it was the definition
Limbs.
of a well, it's just a brilliant weekend. We went up Friday, and I'll talk about it at the end yesterday because I was quite emotional, and I'll tell you why in a bit.
How's the Leonardo? And did the team stay there?
The Leonardo didn't. The Leonardo was very good. The team stayed at Gilsborough Hall because we asked them when we were on reception. There is quite a few teams who stayed at the Leonardo. So we had 8 floors. Unfortunately, the bar was closed when we got there, Matt, because they had a Christmas do, which was a bit shit. But Craig was very put out. I don't know if I've told you this. So he stayed there with Jake, and I stayed there, and I had 2 rooms because obviously I've got the lads. So we paid £67.50 each. I've got 2 executive suites.
God.
You've never seen it. So it was lovely. Craig's got a room that you could literally swing a cat in.
Oh.
And he paid the same price. We got up early. We had a spa. We had a sauna, steam room. But I had a big wardrobe malfunction. I didn't tell you this yesterday. So I packed my swimming shorts. So I've got up Saturday morning to put my swimming shorts on. There's only one problem, Matt. The elastic's gone on them. So they wouldn't stay up.
I did.
So I thought I was going to be a little bit like Neil in the In-Betweeners, having to wear me boxers, not me white Calvin Kleins. But I knew this man would not let me down. Craig always carries extras, Matt.
That's it.
And he had an extra pair of swimming shorts, so he saved the day. So thank you very much.
Good logistical planning from Craig.
Yes.
Oh, sounds good. That's a perfect weekend, and then 3 points follow.
Absolutely. It's like a
brilliant, wasn't it?
magical weekend. Matt Stan, I would like to know the important questions, such as hang on, I've got it here. The big question for Rich is: did you get a burger from Auntie Nat's after the game, or was it a cheeky Nando's?
No, we had a burger as we walked back to the car on route. They had like one of the little burgers outside the ground, and it was I just had a hot dog, and then I got rudely interrupted by Graham Mack because I rung Suffolk up, and I was hurriedly woofing it down me, hoping he wouldn't come to me, and then he did, just as I'd got just about finished my mouthful.
Classic. The things you don't see behind the camera, hey, Matthew Phillips.
It's not all glamour, is it? It's not all glamour.
No, absolutely not. I know you were on the radio yesterday because my chat was telling me Richard's on the radio. I was like, us talking Town lot, we do get around. Matt,
Funny, isn't it, Suffolk? Funny it's Suffolk, Martin, because if Town ever lose a game, they have plenty of people ring up. When Town are winning all the time, not many people want to ring up. Why?
Too busy celebrating.
Get on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Too busy celebrating. Let's start with James's question, because also Mike D posted this on our Match Reaction show, and I think it's a great question because it's lots of social media posts around the topic. I'll open with you, Matt, and you can answer it first, and then Cruncher can chime in with his 2-footed response as well. What do you think of Morsy getting a yellow card right at the end? That honestly annoyed me. Just asked to get booked, in my opinion. And I'll tack on to that with: do you now rest him for Watford to keep him for the derby? Or do you play him Tuesday? If you haven't got him for the derby, say la vie.
Yeah. So, I mean, was he booked? I missed the booking. Was he booked for kicking the ball away?
Correct.
Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? That's one that could easily be
At 2-0 up.
Could easily been avoided. Couldn't it? Yeah. He's had a few funny ones, hasn't he? Like the chopping at heels out of frustration. The West Brom game was just asking to be booked, and he was. Yeah, so it is frustrating considering you've got. Don't worry about Norwich. Mid to lower table fodder, but you've got the Leicester game and Leeds game on the horizon. I wouldn't rest him. I would play him actually because I think he could quite easily be poorly for one of those games or pull up with an injury or whatever. So I just think you have to take each game in isolation and just play our best team as we can. I'd understand the thinking behind resting him, but I don't think you rest the captain. I think getting 3 points at Watford if we can is just as important as any other game, I would say. Okay. Who knows what's around the corner? A week's a long time in football, like I say. Could pull up in training. Might get flu. Can't play anyway. You just never know, do you? So, I mean, if he's available Tuesday, you play him Tuesday. Is my take. Is that my own take on it? Yeah.
He might go to Tesco and stub his toe on a trolley.
Look what happened to Rio Ferdinand once. Put his feet up on a table, did his ligaments, didn't he? Did his knee ligaments in or something daft?
Who did hurt themselves on a trolley that played?
Ian Marshall.
Ian
Ian
Marshall.
Marshall.
There you go.
Big Marshy.
Yeah, anything can happen in football. Rich, what are your thoughts on the yellow and also the rest or play situation?
Look, it's an avoidable yellow. I heard Kieran after the game; he wasn't happy, and I do agree with him. I thought the referee was inconsistent, but I think Morsy was lucky. I think he was. I don't know. After about 10 minutes, he clattered. I think Morgan Rogers left him in a heap.
Yeah,
and that could quite easily have been a yellow card there. So I'm with Matt. I think the biggest game's the next game. It's Watford at Vicarage Road on Tuesday night. If he gets booked in that, so be it. You know, because look, what happens if he doesn't play that game? Plays against Norwich, gets a yellow, and then he misses Leicester and Leeds. He's going to get the suspension somewhere.
Coming.
So
it's coming, isn't it? Yeah.
It didn't come last season. He went about 10 games, I think, without getting a yellow. But we did say, I think it was on Wednesday, you said, Martin, the opposition wasn't at such a high level now. And you're looking at Morsy now when he's on 9, Matt. He's going to get 10 very soon. We've still got 23 games. He's probably going to pick up another suspension after this one because another 5 bookings takes him to 15, and then he'll get a 3-game ban. So
undoubtedly,
he's got it coming. This is where you need your squad. To be fair, I know the game was won yesterday when he came on. I thought Don Ball done all right. He got a yellow. He clattered that Matt Crooks, so he wasn't very happy with it. I thought it was a really good challenge. So look, this is part and parcel of football. Injuries, suspensions. Totally agree with Stephen Parry there. Morsy plays no matter what. He's our captain. What happens if we go to Watford? Kieran sits him on the bench and we lose to Watford. You know what people will say? Oh, we should have played him. So he plays regardless, and we'd beat Norwich with me and you, Martin, in midfield because they're that shit.
The boys are starting early, ladies and gentlemen, with the Norwich City digs. Teresa says, Boro's first class for a dirty burger. I do love my burger chat. So Parmo is the best, apparently. Not sure.
When someone says a dirty burger, because I've seen that on menus and that, dirty fries, a dirty burger, is that just...
They drop it on the floor, rub it around for a bit, and then they serve it up.
What's dirty fries then?
Same thing, just swept a little bit.
Well, actually, in a restaurant, they've dropped it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you want dirty fries of that? I'd like clean ones, thanks. Yeah.
Pick the hair off.
Hygienic ones, preferably.
Ben Moore, such a shame I weren't there, but other reasons why I couldn't. 9 points for Leeds and Leicester, I'd take. Got to mention on Town TV before I start.
He did. I heard that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't catch that.
At the start of the half, yeah. Big shout out, Ben. Viewing from Ipswich Hospital, I think they said, or something along those lines. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I heard that.
James says, our most important player, play him until you can't.
Yeah.
And that's the common theme coming through from a lot of the chat there in regards to that question. Right, it's more important that we have him for Leeds and Leicester, in his opinion.
We're not a one-man team, by the way. I mean, he's just one cog in the wheel. I mean, look, it's preferable to have him playing games, isn't it? Because he's your captain for a reason.
I think I said to you last night, Matt, on the phone, you could have a scenario where he goes 4 or 5 games, doesn't get that yellow.
You won't
but he could do, picks it up in January when Luongo's away. You might have a midfield 2 of Ball and Taylor having to play. So I think we looked Friday night, Gov. We looked at the Asia Cup fixtures. I think Australia start. I think it's India. They play some massive teams. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ. He could miss, him and Cam Burgess. If they go all the way, Matt, six league games they're going to miss.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
I
was chatting to one of my Boro mates this morning. He said, he was impressed with us, by the way. Solid, he called us. I said to him, look, you look like a team that had no goals.
Well,
and B,
did you see their what they
smash and grab?
What are they on about?
Who said that?
From their official Twitter page.
Oh, they called it a smash and grab. Oh, well,
yeah, and then proceeded to put up the stats where Boro had about 2 shots, Town had 7. It was just ridiculous. But they made themselves look a bit silly there, didn't they? Really?
Yeah. But I said, look, you had no goals in the team. You look like a team in transition. And he said to me, we're actually going to lose 5 to 6 players to those competitions in January as well. So, yeah. So just losing Luongo and Burgess ain't too bad for us. I'd love to go through the actual championship line and actually see who's going where.
Leicester will lose a few. I think
Leicester could lose 6, Martin.
There you go. You see.
Yeah, so we're all going to be in the same. We're all going to be in the same boat here. But yeah, there you go.
It's the way it goes. That's the price of
having quality players.
Absolutely.
Got Twain, don't you worry. Don't worry about Burgess. Twain Zabie's in the wings.
One night in Napoli. Watford up next. We need Morsy for Tuesday night. Thought the choice of food and sold in Riverside was really poor. A lot of food chat this afternoon. It must be a Sunday evening because it's.
I would very rarely eat at a football stadium, quite frankly. I
had a lovely
mean,
American breakfast, guys, at the Wetherspoons.
So what's an American breakfast? Pancakes,
sausages. Yeah, 4 pancakes with bacon, maple syrup, hash browns.
So it's basically full English with some pancakes. Is that what it
lovely?
is?
It was very nice.
Where's the full English?
I didn't fancy one.
Would you go for an American breakfast, mate? Would you go full English?
No, full English.
I go full English, and he would be horrified if there wasn't black pudding.
Do you know what I had last
on
night?
That plate.
You know what I had last night for dinner? Full English with 3 slices of black pudding. Yes, I was living my best life last night. It was a magical.
Did you cook this yourself?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
No one else
Often,
could.
when Martin
Wash
called
down
me
with what?
recently-
Wash down with what?
Oh, a Heineken 0.0.
That's nice.
Hardcore, me. Watching Doctor Who. I was living my best life.
Was that the last one? Was that the last one of the 3?
Yeah, it was supposed to be, it was the last one of the 3, but David Tennant stuck around. Don't start me. I'm a bit disappointed in it all. But
Every time I've spoken to Martin on the phone recently, when he's called me, Rich, he's been cooking. You can hear the sizzle in the kitchen.
I hope he's tidied up that kitchen because there is a trip hazard all
was,
over there, littered with risk assessments. You have a risk assessment there, wouldn't you?
They close this down. Definition of a dirty burger.
Man with the clipboard.
Absolutely. Talking of Morsy, it was partnered yesterday by Jack Scholes, aka Jack Taylor. I absolutely love Jack Taylor. Love watching him play. I think he's going to be a very, very good player in a number of years' time. Still developing. How did you see his performance live at the Riverside, Rich? What did you make of Taylor's performance?
I thought he got better as the game went on. I thought he had because he struggled in a little bit at Southampton. He wasn't the only one at West Brom because nobody played well, but I thought that was more of what we want to see Jack do. Interesting now on Tuesday, Luongo's sat that game out through suspension. I'd expect him to probably come back in, but look, Taylor's going to be playing plenty of games there in January. He's going to have his chance then to get that run of games in the team. He's a good player, Martin. He's a good player. He just needs to probably play that run of 5-6 games and to show what he can do. Because look, he's got a goal in him. I think he probably should have scored that one in the second half where he's just curled it over the bar. Probably
good shot.
Disappointing. He'd be disappointed there. I don't think he's hit the target. I think he should have hit the target. But
he was, Rich. He was swearing quite a lot. Take my word for it.
So I thought all round he was very, very good.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, DMAC said he gets better and better as the season goes on.
Yeah.
But yesterday, I would agree with Richard's assessment, Matt. He grew into the game, but that first 45, maybe 50 minutes, I really saw exactly what Massimo brings to this team. And he's the sort of player that you see him play and you can believe how good Massimo is. But when you don't have him, particularly away at a place like Boro, Watford, etc., you really notice the little bits that he does that goes unspoken about.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And that comes with experience, doesn't it? It was quite notable, I think, that Davies hardly touched the ball in the first half on the left. And we saw him come into the game more in the second half. I wonder if that, as Rich alludes to there, that as Taylor grew more into the game, he felt he was able to get Davies more into the game. I'd have to look at the stats to see if those two, actually, that thought actually aligns. But certainly I felt, it feels to me that Luongo seems to be better at bringing players into the game a little bit more. Maybe that's why Davies was a little bit quiet. But yeah, I mean, look, I want him to have a 10 out of 10 performance. I want everyone to go 10 out of 10. I want him to score screamers. Because if he's doing that, then we're one step closer to the Premier League. But as Rich said, I think he's going to get games, and I think when Morsy does sit out, you've got Luongo in there as an experienced head anyway, and Cameron Humphreys sitting in the wings. And let's not forget that kid at Leeds. What's his name? I don't know if he's been playing recently. Archie Gray. He's what, 17, 18? Yeah. He ain't exactly been around the block. I mean, even Cameron Humphreys is older than him. So you got I wouldn't worry about that too much, particularly. Luongo back in, that'd be the experienced head we need.
The thing with Jack as well, mine, is he's look, you've come to a club and you've got to learn that new role. He's playing a completely different role than he probably did at Peterborough, where he probably had a little bit more license, to get forward. Whereas for Town, you have Mass and Morsy. They bring that sort of solidity, don't they, in the middle of the park. But I thought that was probably. Look, he played well against Swansea at home, and he obviously scored that goal. But I thought that was probably one of his best all-round performances yesterday. Jack Taylor. He wouldn't be in the talk for a man of the match yesterday. But I thought everyone in that 11, even the subs yesterday, they all knew their role. They all knew what they had to do. You know, but Luongo, I do agree with Matt there. He knows how to plug them holes, doesn't he? And he's always there picking that ball up.
Yes.
And if you look at him, Matt, it's interesting what you say about Leif Davis there. A lot of times, especially, you see him drifting Luongo into that left sort of midfield, and then that releases Davis a little bit. So look, it's still a learning experience for Jack Taylor, but he's a very good footballer. And I think, Martin, if he can get some more minutes for Town, I listened to Dara's pod. He should be getting picked for Republic of Ireland. You know, they've really struggled, and you think at his age now, and that'd probably benefit him more as well moving forward if he can get some international minutes like Broadhead has, like Burns has. I know, look, Gov's not that happy when our players go away, but I think that's with the more success your team is, people watching your players, international call-ups come, and it's just
you've seen it with Burgess.
How it is.
You've seen it with Burgess. Certainly when he got that first call-up, and as Rich says, most improved player under McKenna. You're seeing it, and the fact that I think he went to the States, didn't he? Got picked for Australia, and then he's been picked since, played at Wembley, etc. That's just great for your own confidence, isn't it? And momentum, as you're seeing in the whole of our side, momentum.
What I don't like is pointless internationals. I thoroughly enjoy my players being selected. It means you've got good players. It's the pointless internationals I find pointless.
Going to Melbourne to play against Bangladesh.
Yeah, or what was it? Wales and Gibraltar. Was that the game Burns got himself injured in?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
What are you going to learn as a nation playing against Gibraltar? No disrespect to Gibraltar.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
up there. But Leif Davis obviously quiet. So do you think, Rich, that may have been a little bit of two teams that really know each other, and maybe you go into the game and you try and go against the grain a little bit in how you play and how you operate, because we are predominantly a left-sided team, but Carrick would know that. So maybe you change that a little bit, because we were predominantly in that first half, particularly a right-sided team for the first time in a while.
I think sometimes Leif, he doesn't play as far forward away from home as he does at Portman Road, because sometimes he's miles up the pitch. He's like a left winger. And he came into the game, didn't he? Second half, Davis. He probably could have had a goal there, Matt. I think he should have probably shot at maybe a little bit earlier. It was a great block by Matt Clark. I said to the boys, I've got a funny little feeling Leaf's saving his goal. He's going to go all Jonas Knudsen on us and score in the derby next Saturday. I just got a funny feeling, because he's obviously got that amount of assists that he's got already, but he's still not got himself a goal yet. But he's getting into them positions. He should probably score more goals, Martin, if I'm honest.
Sort of like he scored at the Kassam in the fog game before it got foggy, when he sort of ghosted in at the far post, didn't he? That's perfect territory for him.
But he's a creator, not a goal scorer. That's the difference, you know. He is the creator that sets all things going. That's why he's got so many assists. I mean,
but if he's being watched, then that opens some space for somebody else. You know, if they're keeping an eye on him. But look, Carrick would have known all about Kieran. You know, watching. I see a little clip, picture last night. That was Carrick and Kieran. It must have been before the game, Matt, smiling. Sort of, I think Carrick was in his office, and it said underneath someone put, "They've just seen the Man United score."
They've just seen his reaction. More like,
you have to think both of them.
Have you seen the Goldbridge dropping his cake? His carrot
cake. I've seen the one about the Man United defence, like the dogs taking a dump. You know, the vacant look in their faces.
I mean, quite frankly, it should have been 4-0, because they chalked one off for VAR, didn't they? Which was a bit of a. They said it was handball. I mean, he barely brushes his finger, but that was harsh. I think both of them would do a better job at United than Ten Hag. You fancy losing 3-0 to Bournemouth, for Christ's sake, at Old Trafford?
I don't think. I see in the week, it was like when Kieran was there, and you got the players were saying he wasn't a good coach, wanted him. But the thing is, I know we're talking. This is a town pod, but Man United, for me, you can't keep blaming the managers. Sooner or later, it's the players who keep letting these managers down time and time again, and they keep getting away with it.
And they can.
Did you read the comments that Carrick said? I don't know if it was before the game or after the game. But he said McKenna is one of the best coaches I've ever come across. And he says, you know, we've come from different aspects of our game, because obviously we know McKenna had to retire very early and went straight into coaching. And Carrick's played at top level clubs, played in Champions Leagues, etc., and, you know, had a great glittering career, international footballer. And he said he's one of the best coaches he's ever come across. So, I mean, tells you everything.
They played together briefly for Spurs reserves, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah, when Carrick was at Tottenham, when he'd just gone there from West Ham.
He's going to be a good manager, Carrick. I certainly think so. I just feel like, we had Johnny, God bless him, come on and said, Boro are a little bit like us, but in red. But I felt, while I think they've got a really good manager and they want to play the game the right way, there was no. I mean, Mickey Stockwell said it quite well on the TV in that, they looked quite lethargic. They didn't have much energy about them. Their pace was quite slow. Whereupon when you watch Ipswich passing, it's fluid. There's movement. There's momentum, and we're taking that from a position of being promoted, and then we're riding that crest of a wave where they probably had their better chance last season, and then they've lost Cameron Archer, Chuba Akpom, and now he's having to rebuild it slightly, which probably explains their slow start to the season. But I certainly think, once they've probably got this season underway, I don't think they're going to trouble the playoffs then. But I think next season they could.
But this is like a Town. Say Town didn't get up this season, and you lose a Broadhead, a Chaplin, and say a Davis. That's three massive players straight out your team that you have to
60
replace.
goals, Johnny said, didn't he?
Yeah.
60 goals, he said there, Ross.
Wow. Same with Coventry. When we talked about Coventry, Hamer and Gyökeres going, these teams they're good, and then you lose a bit like us, Matt, when we had Joe Royal, Bent, Kuki, Miller, Kelvin Davis all went that season when we didn't get promoted, and that's like your team, your guts have been ripped.
Sam Parkin.
You had your guts ripped out your team.
Who was the midfielder? Who came in?
Not sure who we had back then. Not sure we had back then, mate. But
yeah, Nicky Forster couldn't manage bloody 60 minutes, let alone be part of 60 goal season, could he?
No, yeah. I have got a worry though, boys. And no one likes to be negative, obviously, after such a great run. But I have got a worry. It is a legitimate worry. It is quite concerning. It's my goalkeeper's contract.
I did think about that last night when I spoke about him on the radio, and Alex agreed with me. He was my man of the match. Yesterday.
And he could play in midfield. What a touch!
The cushion pass from the goal kick.
I said to Alex and Graham, boys, it's like we've got an extra outfield player with him, and I think a lot of people. I have to sit here and say I probably thought when Christian Walton, when the news broke, I thought, is Halaki going to be good enough? Will we have to go and get another goalkeeper? Well, he's shoved them thoughts down my throat, hasn't he? And I think now, I said last night, he is currently, Matt, he's the best goalkeeper in the Championship, without a shadow of a doubt.
I was chatting to Colin on the phone this morning, and I would say he's as good as his feet as any keeper playing in any of the top four divisions. If what's the fella at Man City, their keeper? If he'd done that, everyone would be purring, wouldn't they? He's as good as with his feet as him, I think. I got up and applauded that cushioned pass from Dieng's goal kick. I thought it was fantastic.
In his front room on his own. Brilliant.
Just here on my own. Bravo.
He put his top noodle down and he started to applaud.
Yeah, I've had one in for years. Look, he's doing great. There's no way he wants to.
He's in his pants as well. Yeah, he's in his pants as well.
Please, I've got some class. Well, you've put me off my stride now. I was going to say, he'll want to extend it at Ipswich Town. Bloody hell, could be a first choice Premier League keeper next season.
Could be. Yeah, but, and I've thought it's already done from weeks back. But the longer it goes on without there being an announcement,
I've got no worries. I've got no worries about him extending his contract.
I'm sure it's done.
When that ball was played, and he was right in front of where we were, and I thought, you're 30 yards out. I thought, he's probably going to head that. And he'd have probably got And then he literally cushions it to Sam Morsy, and you think, blimey.
So where does that? So say Hladky extends, right? And we get promoted. Where does this leave Walton? Walton's not going to be sitting on our bench, I don't think.
Plan Hladky's role, where you wait, and then you grab your opportunity when it comes, because it will come. There will be an injury. There will be something that happens. There always is in football. Like Hladky's had to wait a long time. You just have to take your opportunity when it arrives. You can't.
Rich, well, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you, mine. But Rich, you said Walton would come straight back in. He's our number one. He's the best out of the two.
I did think that at the time.
I'm saying what I'm thinking now. Do you now think Hladky is better suited to the team?
He's the number one, isn't he? He's the number one. He's the number one. He's the man in possession of the gloves. And I said, I told you I got a really funny message. I said on the radio that the only way I see Walton playing a league minute is if he gets suspended or he gets injured. I don't see Walton getting a league minute. And I had a message.
That's
literally, he must have been listening to Radio Suffolk. I had a message from Joe Fez and said, "Don't worry, Walton will get some minutes when we're promoted." A bit like Halagi got against Exeter. It just made me chuckle. It just made me chuckle. I thought,
Just
that'd be great. Wouldn't that be
rewind-
great? Throwing him on for 5 minutes
Yeah.
at the end.
Up front, David James style.
Just rewind back to the summer when we're all excited about the start of the season, and like one of us would throw in, do you know what? I don't think Walton's going to get any league minutes in this current campaign. We like, what?
Well, it's like going into this week. If you'd said to me at any point, you're going to be 20 points above Watford by the time you play them, or 20 plus points above Norwich, I'd have thought you were.
Did you know?
Mad.
We set a club. Did you know we set a club record yesterday?
No.
Yeah.
What do we say?
This is the most points we've ever had, ever in our history, after 20 league games. In our history.
And what was the Connor Chaplin one, Rich? There was a Connor Chaplin one, wasn't there?
Chaplin has, well, there was two. So we
25
took 90. We took 97 points this calendar year so far. And Connor Chaplin, that's 20. That's 25 goals he's got in the calendar year now. The last player to do that was David Johnson.
Johnson.
I was going to say
Yeah,
Leon Best
brilliant.
there, Rich, for a moment.
Look at this.
Quite.
Yeah, the two Walton and the two touch. The two touch has gone right out of my head now. You're right. He would have needed two touches. It used to annoy me that did.
I'd
Certainly
say
need one.
somebody who perhaps needs 2 or 3 touches, but sticks to him like a Velcro. George Hirst, involved again in everything that was good about Ipswich Town, particularly the second goal, Mr. Moss. And
Kieran he did reference that. He's done well there, but he's not meant in any shape or form to play it to George Hirst, has he? To play it to Connor Chaplin.
Oh no, it's the turn, isn't it?
He's not. He's
It's the
done
turn.
the turn. The high line they had, Middlesbrough. I'm thinking, blimey.
with Matt
Crazy.
Clark.
Yeah, we'll get onto him. But when he's gone through Amari, immediately I thought, I think he's offside. Apparently, the reason he hesitated, there was a whistle in the crowd from them, their fans.
Was it really?
That's what. Yeah, Kieran said
No,
that.
I
He'd
thought I
heard.
heard that. I thought I
Yeah,
heard whistle. in
That's
the
what he
second half.
heard, and he did hesitate
does.
momentarily. I've watched that goal back. I don't know what you think. I think Dieng, the goalkeeper, he leaves a massive space there at his near post.
Well, he
Yeah,
probably
he
hears
does,
it
yeah.
as well, Rich.
Well,
Because George
yeah,
Hirst-
maybe.
If you watch it back, George Hirst actually comes to a shuddering halt on his run. If you watch it back, like, so there must have been something that they've all heard, because Amari stops, George literally stops his run, and Dieng is almost
Yeah,
seemingly out
possibly.
of position, way out of position.
Yeah, he was way out of position. He left a massive gap, and he's just slipped it down the side of him. And could you
Amari
do that
looked
celebration?
alive.
Could you do that celebration, Matt?
No. Collins told me this morning he wouldn't be able to do that either. I mean, look, it takes a lot of practice, doesn't it? It's gymnastics, isn't it? It's unbelievable.
Great, wasn't it?
Let me tell you, boys, if you went to Stowmarket Osteopaths and saw Freddie,
Go.
0144
What a
96
segue.
If you went to Stowmarket Osteopaths and Freddie, you probably still couldn't do it, but you get a great service of osteopath or physiotherapy. So head there, 01449613633. Freddie, tell him the Gov sent you, and you might come out of there doing an Amari Hutchinson. You might.
He
Probably
certainly
won't.
he certainly glances over at the lino to see if the flag is up. Maybe that's what the whistle prompted that, Rich. Maybe. I don't know. Cool finish, though. Great finish. It's brilliant.
Ice cold finish. Really good. But George Hirst, again, Rich, just.
Yeah, look, he takes the pressure off. He gets them free kicks, Martin. He brings others in the game. Look, it's not all about scoring goals when you're playing that. It's a bit of an unforgiving role, Martin. Really, isn't it?
Matt Stannard, I heard if we get 6,000 subs by the new year, Cruncher will attempt it.
Oh, I would, 100%.
There you go. You've heard him.
100%. If we got to 6, I'd have to use a crash mat, obviously.
Several. And then use Freddie.
How do you even practice it? How do you even know you can do that?
You just do it, Matt.
Not for
Just
me.
do it. You
No.
wake up one day and you think, I believe I can do it.
I'm
And
going
you
to do
it.
this little thing.
It's a mental state of mind, mate. Believe and you will achieve.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
really. Don't do it at home. Do not
I
try
did
this.
notice Samari had a few little blonde highlights in the hair. Now, we referenced this in the week, didn't we?
You did say, yeah.
Bring back the powers. And there you saw it yesterday. It's a beautiful thing. He's obviously watching the show.
Obviously, they all do. They all do. But yeah, if you hit so 900 more people need to hit the subscribe button. If you've all got cats, dogs, goldfish, budgies, whatever, get them signed up, subscribe, because 900 more subscribers by the 1st of Jan, and we will film this man an attempt in an Amari Hutchinson.
Just got to think about how I'd go about it.
That could be some New Year content, couldn't it? Send in pictures of your pets watching us on screen.
I wouldn't think about it, Rich. I'd just do it.
Yeah,
You think
probably,
about it, You won't do it.
Shoulder kick. I could do a Brian Robson, Matt.
Yeah.
Mexico
Mexico 86.
Yeah.
Morocco.
Oh, I might do. Rich and the bouncy cast from the fans and I'm tempting the Amari.
Oh, there you go.
Let's do it.
I'll do it.
We can all have a go at that.
There you go. Come on.
Speak for yourselves, boys.
Oh, yeah.
I've got enough problems. I don't need to be trying that one as well. I might try the Coochie dive. I can try that. I've got enough padding there still to do that. But
they used to have to put a message in the program, didn't they? Because kids were getting injured trying it in the school playground. Celebrate like
it was
Coochie.
unbelievable. The height he used to get on it.
It was. It really was.
Yeah.
There's a really classic photo in the rain, isn't there, of him flying through the air against Sheffield United or something. Was that the first time he did it? Because he was Sheffield Wednesday, weren't he? Was that the first time he did it against Sheffield United? Something like that.
Possibly. Would you sign Amari in the summer?
Would I sign him?
Sorry, James Warren Elmer thinks we'll sign Amari in the summer, but would you attempt to do that earlier? If you
would,
January or the summer.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's got to make a decision. Is he good enough to break into the Chelsea team? They're not that good this season, are they? Again, another team in transition. Although when I watched them against Man United in the week, they've spent the second biggest amount of money, or the biggest amount of money in the Premier League this season. So they're not doing too well. But yeah, I'd have a go at buying him. Certainly if we think the Premier League's on the horizon. Yeah.
Lost again today, Matt. Lost again today, Chelsea.
Did they?
2-0 at Everton.
He's doing worse than Pochettino, isn't he? Pochettino's doing worse than Ten Hag, isn't he?
Chelsea just back to the team I always knew they were in the late 90s, early 90s. That mid-table team that occasionally threatens the top six, but doesn't really.
Yeah, it was only until Abramovich come in that they went supernova, didn't they? They were never in the top flight from what I can remember. I remember when I was a kid. They were like Division 3.
I've seen plenty of times down at Portman Road in the
Stamford
80s.
Bridge. Yeah, Stamford Bridge used to have a running track round it. Do you remember, Rich? A funny little
there was
ground,
them cars. What them cars parked behind
the
goal,
funny ground it was. Same place. They just built round it, obviously. But yes, how much would Amari cost, mind? What would you think? What's good money for Amari Hutchinson?
People are saying, as a fan base, we really need to get our values in check, because I've seen social media posts about Leif Davis, nothing less than 10 million. Like, what is this? 7?
Yeah.
And now we're saying Amari Hutchinson, what we were wanting 10 million. I mean, he's been good, Rich, but he ain't been 10 million good.
You only have to look at, what was it? Was it Jacob Ramsey? What was the lad on? Was he the one on loan at Boro last season who went to Sheffield United?
Yeah, I think it was him, wasn't it, Ramsey?
What did he go for?
Ramsey?
What did he do in the league? I'll look it up, but
yeah. He done. Look, Amari. The only way we're going to sign him is if we're in the Premier League. You did 750k. No chance, Dominic. Are they giving us Amari Hutchinson for 750k?
It'll be a few mil, wouldn't it? I do think, like, because of the Evans era where we weren't spending money on players other than as if you was Roy Keane, because it was kind of a dormant era, wasn't it? And Serini is still our most expensive signing dating back 20 years. So I do think the mindset of Town fans is kind of skewed to what the fees you should be paying. I would tell you right now, we are in the Premier League. The first week of the summer, records are going to be falling like bloody dominoes.
They could do that in January, to be fair. It's only 4.5 million in today's money.
Exactly. He's only 4.5, isn't it?
That's nothing really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 4.5 million.
I
think Nathan Broadhead was 1.5.
I don't see us signing any players in January for 4.5 million, Martin.
Why not?
I don't see it. I don't see it.
I
don't see it. I think that they've got the plan, and I think I listen to. If anyone's not listened to it, go and listen to Mark Ashton's interview on Live to Pitch. It was excellent. I think they've got the plan, and I think they're not going to move away from it. They maybe could push the boat out a little bit. I don't see us spending massive amounts of money. I don't.
Certainly, I think if they were looking to sign Amari Hutchinson, you start the conversation in January, don't you, to be ready for the summer. Certainly those conversations. But who knows? Once we get to January, we'll find out. Who knew that Broadhead was going to be on the radar? There could be somebody that comes in that we've not even thought about.
Apparently Amari's celebration, when he's upside down, I posted it on Twitter. I think he's looking how far down the league Norwich are.
Yeah. The shellacking is coming. It's coming. Less than a week. The shellacking. The shellacking on Saturday. Coming. Yeah.
Everyone's got a plan until the plan suddenly gets fast forward. Like you are fast forward in the plan. The plan's fast forward. Like the plan of arrival, consolidation, threatening the playoffs, maybe year 1, building something by year 3 potentially. Pick it up, and chuck it out of the nearest window because you've got a golden opportunity. And I don't think Mark Ashton, who's not a silly man, doesn't strike me as a silly man or someone who doesn't understand football like previous owners, is going to sit there and go, yeah, but the plan says we're 2 years ahead. I just don't. I feel it.
He'll have a chat.
Get the cooking oil.
He'll have a championship plan. He'll have a Premier League plan, and the two will exist. And you see which one you're moving towards, I think.
Yeah, and the investment fund, who obviously eventually will want to look to sell the football club. Like, they're not here for 100 odd years. I wouldn't have thought. I would have thought the end plan is obviously to raise it, sell it,
exit route already, right? Yeah, absolutely.
That new TV deal, that's a great little amount of money coming in. You want to be a part of that,
26, right? Isn't it? Is that 25, 26?
Yeah.
That would kick in. So we'd have to be in one season in the Premier League, wouldn't we? I'm trying to work my maths out now. Yeah. For all that.
It's on the horizon. That's going to be that's a great carrot, Matt. That's a great.
Yeah.
That's how
as soon as they bought the club, they were probably thinking about selling it. I mean, because that's how these people operate, isn't it? You do a few years and then you're thinking about the exit route. I mean, the exit route's fantastic if we win the Premier League. Well, they don't want to sell the club at that point. Might want to continue the journey. Who knows? But certainly selling a club in the Premier League is much easier than selling one in League One. We're just lucky. Thought the dice was rolled and they came along at the right time. Fortune.
Absolutely. So you want to talk about Matt Clark then, Rich? Ex-Town player, great header of the ball as the first goal.
Yeah, lovely little. He was.
Have it.
He was pony, wasn't he?
I described him as a cumbersome lump in our WhatsApp.
Yeah,
terrible.
He's just back from a back injury, which
he's had a good career. He's had a good career. The clubs he's played for, I think, he's had a good career.
Player of the year at Pompey, I think, when he went there he was obviously part of the Webster deal.
Webster.
And we all know clubs in this area always should try and strive to be Pompey, right?
Yeah. What happened to those guys? Checkbook FC and that.
Look at Portsmouth. Their fans get behind them and all that. We all know people who have said that. But in all seriousness, you want to talk about Matt Clark. What did you make of it? You say pony, so I'm going to guess it's not a great.
He didn't have the greatest game, did he? He done that great block second half from Leif Davis. Other than that, I thought he looked your typical Mick McCarthy defender. Kick it, head it, block it. He didn't look comfortable for a team like them when Johnny said that they similar to Ipswich, Matt. He didn't look like that centre half who wants to get on the ball and pass it out. But then, hang on, we didn't think that Cameron Burgess probably about 12 months ago, and look how far he's come. So yeah. He was one that I didn't think could make the journey with us.
Me too. Never play him again, I said after Oxford.
But yeah, Matt Clark, lovely little deflection on the Chaplin. That was so Connor Chaplin when at that goal. Just falls to him, instant bang. Look, would it have gone in without the deflection? Well, maybe not. But do we?
He
really
weren't
care?
moving, Dieng, was it?
No,
Certainly wasn't moving.
He was
even when it
rooted.
He's not moving.
He was rooted when he to the spot.
He's the Senegal keeper, that guy. He didn't look the biggest of keepers to me. Not that I'm any expert on heights, but he certainly didn't look very tall to me.
For those that
I point a finger. He's not very tall, that guy. Yeah, shut up, Matt.
How tall are you, Matt?
5'5.5".
He's definitely taller than you. He was definitely taller than you.
Yeah.
I used to think I was 5'6". I hadn't shrunk. It was just that when I had an operation one time, they actually have to measure you like properly, and they said you're 5'5.5". I thought, oh man, lost the 5'6"ness.
Yeah, that must be disappointing.
That's a lot when you're my height. You know what I mean? But Ricky Hatton was the same height as me, as was Manny Pacquiao. So I mean, you wouldn't mess with them, would you?
Streaky says, "Are we all? Well, yeah, right. Are we all meeting for a match reaction party?" And we are. We are live pre-game
for the shellacking.
We are live post-game next weekend, and we also
shellacking celebrations.
I'm not here this week, so this is my last show before Norwich. But
what organisation?
You're off on holiday. He's sunning himself.
Going down Bognor? Was it Skeggy?
Going down Bognor, mate. Bognor. So Matt is hosting your match reaction show on Tuesday night. He's undefeated. He hosts a match reaction show, by the way. I think you're undefeated when you've hosted a match reaction show. Barnsley, we won.
Yes.
And there's been 2 this year. Bristol City and the other one, Southampton, undefeated. So the omens are there.
You're missing in a lot of midweek games. You was doing your little thing in the hospitality, weren't you?
I was.
The whole game.
If there are any more tickets available there, give us a call. You never send down hospitality.
No.
Wednesday,
these two boys are live. Bedlam might ensue, and then Friday.
Hang on. Wednesday, we're looking for a Norwich City podcaster.
Right,
Chris-
I've emailed Talk
Chris-
Norwich City.
So have I. Chris and Jack. Now, come on, boys. I know you're absolute pony at the minute, but you'd obviously want to come on and talk about your decade of dominance that you've had over town, you know?
We'll let you talk about the
2009.
decade. We'll let you talk about the decade of dominance, and then we'll talk about Saturday shellacking.
Come
Now
on.
you balance it out.
Answer the emails, answer the direct messages on the socials. Come on,
Come
don't
on,
be
Reed
scared.
boys.
Don't be
on.
running scared. We know you got big mouths like me and Matt.
Yeah, it'd be a great show.
I didn't say that in the email. Didn't quite put it that way. I did say you four would get on really well, and
We
it would
would.
be great.
Great content.
I think it would be really interestingly good content. But yeah, the offer is there. Should you say wish to come on? I even said Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I even said, look, any day you want to come on, I'll make myself available. I'm on holiday, but I'll make myself available to make sure it happens. But on Friday, we do have a very special pre-Norwich show. Would you like to tell the audience at home, Richard Moss,
We
what's
all
going
remember. Where were you February 1998, guys? Were you at Portman Road?
on? Yes, I think I was.
I don't think I was that day.
Were
I
you
watched
not?
on TV.
What?
I wasn't there.
Do you
No.
remember the helicopter coming in and dropping the match?
I
I remember
was
that.
Tarico.
Yes. Remember that? Yeah.
Yes.
Remember that?
Town 5. Norwich 0. Destruction Derby. I had a T-shirt.
I had
Got
a
the
badge.
DVD. Got the
You had
DVD.
badges.
Between the three
Yeah,
of
I've got
us.
the DVD.
Oh,
And
nice.
a certain player
Who
scored
did
3 goals that day.
Oh,
One,
Scottish
the
fella.
first goal, first goal from the throw-in, I think straight off the training ground. But we're going to
Yes.
talk to him about this game on Friday, 8 p.m. Alex Maffey.
Yes.
Boom.
Come on.
Get him
Yeah,
in,
looking
the
forward
hat trick
to it.
hero.
Come on.
Obviously, he was on Town TV at the weekend, being interviewed as well by Andy Warren. So we're having Matthew here to discuss Norwich.
They played
Ipswich,
the commentary.
Ipswich.
Like, they played the commentary last night on Suffolk, and I think Terry Baxter's on comms
He was. Would
that
have been
day. And
Terry
Alex
Brian
said that
know?
was actually. I don't know who was summarising because they just played the 3 goals.
Uh-huh.
Graham said we're not playing the 2 Bobby Pettit goals, they were good goals as it
They
was
were good
second half.
He had a great
North
game.
Stand
Bobby
then.
Pettit.
Alex
Yeah.
said he'd never heard that commentary, Matt.
Really?
Yes, he'd never heard it.
God.
And obviously he got a calf injury and he got taken off at half time. He'd
That's
got the
right.
hat trick. He'd done the hard work.
He's done his job.
Yeah,
Off I go.
off you come. So yeah,
Suppose we
Alex
could
Maffey.
Yeah. I suppose
Live.
we could always ask Darren Huckabee or Chris Sutton if the 2 Reed boys aren't available.
I'm right in thinking Norwich played in all yellow that day, didn't they?
They did
Yeah.
play in the yeah.
Coleman's on the front.
Coleman's. The bitter taste of defeat. It's what
East
you're going to be
Anglia,
suffering
Blue and white,
on
not green and yellow.
Saturday, boys.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Special
I'm not with you.
lacking.
It's going to be an
Come
absolute
on.
mad week with you two. Wednesday and
Come
Friday will
on.
be off the charts. Mark said, I think we're all getting far too confident about Norwich. Form means nothing on Derby.
Nah,
That
Mark, this lot-
nonsense.
this
I've
lot
never
are
heard such
shite.
bloody nonsense in my life.
Poor
Otherwise,
Mark.
Everton would be constantly beating Liverpool, wouldn't they? No
James says
chance.
Ipswich 4, Norwich 1. You heard it here first.
Yes, I like that.
Yes.
I actually think that's that's
Are
worth
either
a
of
bet.
you going to the watch the bus come in?
No.
You going to get down there?
Well, Richard's already got organised for this.
Yes.
Tell them what you got. Oh,
Got
can
the
you? Should you do
pyros.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
blue
all right,
pyros.
pyros, yeah,
Blue
yeah,
pyros ordered from Amazon yesterday morning. 5 coming. Get it.
Come on.
Um,
Archie's going to be on your shoulders.
Yeah, we'll be
see
out
if
there.
you can get Grant Holt to dive onto the show, says Streaky.
I
Gavin
wouldn't really
says,
want to talk to Grant. He's got quite a lot of good memories against Town.
yeah. Gavin Law, could history repeat itself? 5-0.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Moby says, Kieran McKenna is slaying every hoodoo going. Budgies next.
course he
Canaries, please, ladies and gentlemen. Canaries. They're not budgies.
Well, Mike
as a-
likes badges.
As a budgie gob breeder and exhibitor, they're not budgies, they're
Yeah.
canaries.
What is the difference between a canary and a budgie?
Fucking everything, man. It's like same as between a magpie and a blackbird.
But I don't, hey? I
Or,
don't know.
a blue tit and a finch. Like,
They're the same
everything.
colour, though, aren't they?
a Labrador and a Rottweiler. Like, come
Oh, blimey,
on.
is that different? Is it that different? A
Well,
Labrador and a Rottweiler?
Well, I wouldn't like to meet a Rottweiler, but I'd like to meet a Labrador. Like, come on. They don't have Labradors patrolling warehouses, do they? Like, there's a reason.
I heard when I stopped off to get some petrol the other night and I was driving back from Whittam, I heard someone when they're paying for the money going, "Yeah, I've got 2 American XL bullies and they're just lovely dogs."
They probably are. All dogs are lovely.
Seen
It's just
headlines for them in the news.
Nah, it's just atrium. It's just atrium. All dogs are lovely. Even your one that drinks coffee and then likes to whine through the show, Rich.
Sleep
Have
at the
you-
minute in the basket.
Oh, let's see. It's
I've
learning.
still got I've still got Poppy's tennis ball thing you bought to me party.
I think that was.
We've got that
Did
here.
I get that one? Did I get that one from Lords? It was on my
Yeah, it was,
cricket
yeah.
tours. It was.
That's right. Yeah.
Before I bring Phil in, anything you want to talk about, else you want to talk about in regards to yesterday's performance?
Look, I said at the start of the show, I got quite emotional yesterday at the end. So when you're putting in all these miles, right, and we're in Middlesbrough, it's been absolutely peeing it down in the morning, and it was so windy yesterday night coming back. Blimey, on that A1, Matt. Jesus Christ. So we're there at the end.
River. Chilly by the river?
Yeah, that is actually, that's why it's called, obviously, the Riverside.
Yeah.
There you go. Brilliant outside. We went in there, nice little fan zone, but they have got the old gates from Ayresome Park outside.
I've got a question. Do they play the song Riverside as teams walk out?
No, they play that. They've done it. I'll tell you, just before I get on to what I was going to talk about, I said to you, Matt, on the phone back, they done 10 minutes before kickoff, they do a light show. The lights are dimmed. And then they've got this is what Town should do. They've got obviously the big screen, and they played loads of goals back from like when they were at Ayresome Park, when they won I think it was Carling Cup at the time, Southgate's manager, when they got in was it the UEFA Cup final they got to, Matt?
They did. They got lost to Seville, didn't they?
Was Southgate manager then?
Yeah, I think it was. Seville.
Yeah.
Seville,
so they played they played a montage with all different kinds of music, and I thought,
really good.
That's something that Town, they do that a little bit before kickoff, but I like
that level.
So, right, we're there at the end. The players are coming over. Kieran's coming over. Harry Clark's doing the fist bump. Loving it. But I got really emotional because I was there, and then I thought of Martin, and I thought, he should be with us. He should be with us here. He'd be absolutely lapping it up. And I thought, life is very unfair. And I think if you don't follow football, I don't think you understand how much it means to people when we've been in the doldrums, guys, for so long. You know, and I remember my last away trip with him, Matt. I went to Boro. We all remember that game in the FA Cup.
Going with him, yeah.
Got back at 10:05, and you think now,
yes.
you fast forward. It's nearly, I think it is nearly 2 years since we played there, and I got emotional. And Collins said, Collins quite emotional. He said he got emotional as well. But it really got me in here that you think you're there, and I think them players, I'd love to tap into their minds when they're standing there at the end of a game. You've got 2,000 Town fans, and I think a lot of footballers, look, I'm not saying they're not appreciate the fans, but I think a lot of them, with the money that they get now, I think it's all a bit too easy for them. But I see a group of players there, and I see it every week. They really appreciate the fans, and Mark Ashton said that, didn't he? When he came in, it's like if you're both pulling together in the same direction, it shows where you can go. And at the minute, it's fantastic. And yeah, I shouldn't cry at football, but I did.
I think that emotion came over on the Town TV because the camera did. If you were watching that feed, the camera lingered on that for a long time. You saw Chaplin applauding, and like I say, you and Ollie appeared on the screen, and I don't know. I certainly, it's different when you're there, isn't it? And you've got the camaraderie in the community, but certainly I sat there watching it thinking, this is just fantastic. It felt like we were going. It feels like we're going places. You think back to people not bothering to go to games when McCarthy was there. I must have missed 3 or 4 games on the trot.
I see it yesterday. I can't remember. It might be on Facebook, someone's Facebook, when we played there in 2017, Martin, and there looked probably about 300-400. Yeah, I know football. This is how football goes, and when teams are doing well, everybody wants to go. And look, long may it continue.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And football's all about emotion. George said when my promotion was sector last season, I burst out crying for hours. So much pride, bring me so much happiness and joy. I get emotional after every single goal this year because it's another magical moment, another big moment. And like yourself, Rich, people are here that you wish were here with you on the journey that sat through terrible football.
We've all got people. You two when your dads and stuff like that, and they're not here. Yes. And we all wish people were here, and they're not. But look, Saturday it'll be another emotional game. I think. Well, I think we're looking probably a little bit too far ahead at the minute, and we've got to concentrate on Watford first on Tuesday night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even something like when I left flowers, because my dad would have been my dad's 80th birthday last week at the Coventry game, and I left flowers there, and I put on Facebook for our family and friends to see that I'd done that, and it was Dad's birthday, and Ipswich have got this memorial garden, and people have said to me, "I didn't know Ipswich had that. That's absolutely brilliant." So it just goes to show, these little things kind of adds up to what you see in the stadium, and like what you saw yesterday, Rich. It's just that sense of community and sense of a club. And it's written on the Bobby Robson stand, isn't it? What is a club? And we all know what that is. And all these little things add up to what you're seeing now. I think it's great.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. But it is disappointing that they don't play Riverside before kickoff. Like, that's a great opportunity missed.
Who even said
Riverside. Let's go. Come on, that's built for the Riverside.
Sounds awful. Who would play that? That sounds terrible.
Built for the Riverside, man.
Talking of music, now I don't know if people in the chat and you two, you are aware of Whamageddon.
Yeah,
I still haven't been Whamageddoned yet.
Right. So
turn the radio on, man.
Did you? Yeah, you're not been. You're just in silence. Did you hear about the Northampton Stadium announcer, Matt? What he done?
Oh yes.
No. So last Saturday they played at Sixfields.
Yeah.
And he thought at half time there's 7,000 in the crowd. He'd take 7,000 out who are playing Whamageddon and whacked it on. And he's come out and apologised. I didn't know people took it so seriously. I'm sorry if I've ruined people's Christmas.
I was in a shopping centre in the week, and I thought, and they've got all the festive stuff. You've got Fairy Tale of New York and everything.
Yeah, what a song!
It's happening. It's happening.
He's hardly burnt the turkey and picked up the tree, is he? Come on, flipping heck!
Come on.
What did you say? What did you say? Pissed up the tree?
Yeah. Like, come on.
He's ruined me Christmas. He's played Wham. Yeah.
He's ruined Christmas. I'll have a day off.
By the way, did you?
What happens around your house? I know people piss up your Christmas tree. No one does it around here.
Yeah.
It's been some bad Christmas.
By the way, did you see the Shane McGowan funeral?
I heard about it.
Fairy Tale New York they played. Really good. You go back, you can watch it on YouTube. It's fantastic. Really good. Really good.
It is. Right. Back to yesterday. We've got somebody else joining us now who was there.
Ooh.
He appeared on the Match Reaction show in the coat with the blue lights, Disco City. He'll have a bit of Riverside, I'm absolutely sure. Phil Blundell, welcome in. Phil, how you doing?
Good, my man. I was sitting 3 or 4 rows behind the Cruncher and his boys.
I kept hearing this person. Rich. And then second half, Rich. Because Phil did say 2-1 and I did say 1-1.
I said 2-1.
It's a good
Close
shout.
enough.
It was
3
a good
points
shout.
is 3 points.
Yeah.
So what did you see yesterday, Phil? And what do you feel today? I mean, reflecting upon it.
I feel that the performance yesterday was a typical away performance. I would say it was one of those games. I would say we know what we're going to get with teams this season. With the way that they play. Middlesbrough is a team that at home at the Riverside, they don't concede many goals. They don't score many goals either. Got off to a really poor start, and they went on a run of games where they won games. So I didn't think it'd be a particularly high-scoring game. And I know that we don't score many goals away from home, but I thought yesterday the performance generally throughout the whole game was pretty on form. I thought, we were on point for that game yesterday, and the way that every player conducted themselves throughout the whole game, was the Ipswich way, the way that McKenna's got them playing, and that's 3 games now on the bounce that we've won. We're going into the Watford game full of confidence. Yes, I know Morsy picked up his 9th booking. I didn't know that he'd been booked. So I said to Cruncher, I sent him a message early this afternoon. I saw it on TWTD that Morsy had a yellow card next to his number. I thought, what? He didn't get booked yesterday.
You're probably right there, Phil. Probably
I missed it. It was like
it was literally right at the end of the game. Yeah.
Right, so he's walking a tightrope now for the next 4 games, because I will be disappointed if he misses either the Leeds or Leicester game. I'm not really bothered so much about Norwich. Norwich are going to get absolutely thumped next Saturday for me.
Come on.
They are going to gov. Don't be like that, mate. Shut up. They're going to get an absolute. I've got a friend on Facebook. His name's Sean, and he's a staunch Norwich fan, but he lives close to me, and we're friends on Facebook. And I sent him a text message early this afternoon, and he came. I said to him, are you looking forward to next Saturday with a few laughy smileys and a few devil smiles? and he came back to me saying, he said, "I'm not looking forward to the game next Saturday, but just remember the last time we played you guys, we beat you 5-1."
Sean, I've got a message for you. Your boys are going to take a hell of a beating.
They're walking to the gallows. This is what it is. You see, they're walking to the gallows, Phil.
Gov, don't be like that. Just look. They're going to.
You're here. Sean's here. Sean can only go up. We can only have like, this is a bad week for me personally.
Well, have you been watching any of the games we've been playing recently?
You take yourself off on holiday. You leave the keys to TT to me and Matt.
Yeah, you leave it to us.
We're going to give the budgies plenty on Wednesday and
Pessimism
Friday.
and the negativity I'm telling you this afternoon on Talking Town is absolutely ridiculous.
It's a bad week for me, Phil.
Why? How is it a bad week?
Because I've got family ties with Watford, and obviously it's Norwich. The only team that you could add into this week is Sheffield Wednesday, and it would be a perfect storm of.
Wow, I think that they've turned the corner. I think Sheffield Wednesday have turned the corner now. Finally, yeah.
He's the next manager. He's the next manager getting sacked. Alex Neil.
Oh yeah, he's gone. I think he's gone.
He's just
gone.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
ITK crunch. But I was just sat with Watford fans, and they're all bigging us up. Oh, you're going to do it now? You're going to, really beat us on Tuesday? And I'm just thinking,
is this a trap game Tuesday, Gov?
Oh yeah.
That's
not apparently Watford, according to this fan who I was talking to, lack leadership on the field, and they have a sense of arrogance about them, like they expect to be playing the Premier League next year, and it's just a matter of turning up. And the result.
Is it Vladimir Ishmael? Is he the manager, Matt?
He is.
Valerian.
I'm amazed he's still there.
He did a good job at West Brom, didn't he? He when he was at West, he did a really good job. He got him up to the Premier League, didn't he?
Yeah, Chris likes him. Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, say more about the game.
Back to the shellacking.
Well, I say it was my first trip to very first trip to Riverside yesterday.
Riverside.
Been since it opened way back when. Took some pictures around the ground.
Mid-90s, I think.
Yeah, 95, 96. Yeah. Better late than never. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
Don't overlook the clean sheet from yesterday, Phil. I've just been looking.
Well, yeah, it's like
they scored 2 at Leeds. They beat Preston 4-0. They scored 2 at Bristol City, and they beat Leicester 1-0, and they scored 3 at Middlesbrough. So they have got goals. Well, they have got goals in them, but not yesterday. They didn't.
Well, I would say when you've got 10 first-team players out, what do you expect?
Doesn't help.
Yeah. No, I would say.
What was that? Jason at the where?
Goulston
Amingson. Shout out, Jason. I hope you're good, Jason. You're not going to be good this time next Sunday because your boys are going to take a hell of a beating.
For those listening, streaky post. Shout out to Jason at the Goulston Angling Centre and Norwich season ticket holder. Apparently, he's unavailable next weekend.
Is that just a place where people like fishing will congregate and all that kind of thing?
I'm not so bothered about Morsy's night.
Just pop down there Saturday morning, Jason. Don't bother about watching the game. You guys are going to get absolutely smashed.
Phil, go on, Morsy.
Yeah, I'm not so bothered that he's picked up his night. I'm saying he's going to get suspended anyway at some point, so it's going to happen. Let him just get on with it. I'm going to say I want to just talk briefly about Jack Taylor yesterday. I thought that he took. I'm saying that one great effort in the second half. Literally took the paintwork off the bar with that effort, and really should have made it. I think we should have had a third yesterday. But look, if we ever get a suspension or a long-term injury to Chappers or Broadhead, he should. For me, he really should be playing in that number 10 role. I think when he gets further forward, the goals will come for him. I'm saying, Chappers is doing an absolutely marvellous job in the role that he's playing. So he's
man of the match for me yesterday, Chaplin.
Yeah, I thought so too. I'm saying, look, between him, Morsy, and I'm saying Taylor more in the second half, obviously, but I thought those three kind of bossed the midfield for us yesterday. He showed you he's a Premier League player in waiting, Phil. The strike. Yeah. It wasn't an end-to-end game. It was one of those games where both teams play the same sort of style of football, the way that they play the passing football, the patient build-up, building up from the back. And, there wasn't going to be that many goals in it, but it's just the way that Town, played the game yesterday. And, and the goals, it's that goal by Chappers in the first half. I say because I was sitting kind of like right in line with behind it, I thought that he kind of shinned it. I thought he kind of sort of caught it all wrong.
Barely moves for the volley.
I would say, and then I saw the net burst. I thought, but I'd just like to see when Mass and Burgess go off to the Asian Cup. When Jack Taylor comes in, with the running games that we've got, I would like to see him, get a few goals because, we know that he's got goals in him. For me, it's just really a matter of time.
From any angle as well. I mean, we know Luongo and Morsy can shoot from outside the box and score, but I mean, to go back another 10 yards, that's where Taylor will feel he can score from.
I think if Morsy played in number 10 for about 20, 25, if he had to sort of play the chappers role, I'm pretty sure that he would be able to get on the score sheet as well. But
we saw that.
Yeah, just looking ahead to the January transfer window.
I know Sam Morsy and 10 goals a season, Richard Charles. This is one of the shirts here that you get to buy.
He's got better chance of getting 15 bookings this season than he has 10 goals.
He probably will, Phil. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just wondering, how I'm just thinking how much it would take for us to sign Hutchie on a permanent basis. I'm gonna say he's only 19, 20. He's got a great future ahead of him. I reckon it's anywhere between say 3.5 and 5. We could have him off Chelsea.
Very realistic valuation.
Yeah, with sort of a generous sort of sell-on score about 20, 25%, whatever.
But
depends what Chelsea have got planned for me in the future, I suppose.
Yeah.
Been lots
or
of
he's one of the many number Matt of Chelsea that go out on loan and
there was 50 at one point or something daft. Do you remember?
Yeah.
I think. Do you remember Tor Andre Flo? He was actually their loans manager, like a bank manager. He actually had to facilitate all the loans of them going out. There were so many.
He was a great player.
He very
loved
good
it. Andre Flo. Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
Phil, Watford Tuesday.
You going to that one, Phil? You on that one?
Yep, I've got my ticket. My ticket's right here. I'll show it to you.
Yellow
Just
ticket.
Block out my address.
You're doing Leeds, Phil?
Right there.
There it is. Oh, it's in the envelope.
In the envelope. Yeah, it's right here on my desk. Yeah, I'm going to drive down to Watford. I'm seeing a friend beforehand.
Just have a look under that. Just have a look under that, Phil. Is there a Leeds one anywhere?
Oh, fuck off.
Now, Phil. Now, don't get tasty. There it is.
There it is. Are you confident before we bring in South Coast Tractor Boy? Are you confident?
Yes, I am. I am confident. I'm driving down at lunchtime on Tuesday. I'm going to see a friend of a friend who I haven't seen in a long time. Apparently, her mum came round this afternoon with a couple of Christmas trees for her kids. I'm going to drive down there for about 2:00, have a nice dinner with her, sort of catch up.
Hope they don't piss up the tree.
Her partner, Stephen, is a lifelong Watford fan, but he's working all day Tuesday, so she doesn't know whether he'll get to the game or not. But I was kind of hoping to have a nice conversation.
Stephen. Your boys are going to take a hell of a beating on Tuesday night. Don't bother going.
This is the pre-shellacking to the shellacking.
Yeah, it is.
I just really wanted to send my father-in-law a 75th minute text saying, "You've seen the Ipswich now."
Oh yeah,
I've been to Watford. I've been to Watford twice.
I've never been to Watford.
I had a meal in Elton's, their restaurant, Elton's. They had Elton John's sort of cocaine era 1970s outfits in there. Yeah, they were good. Very enjoyable. Very nice pub.
I've finally decided what I'm doing on the 23rd of December, which is me birthday.
Happy birthday for then. Phil, I won't ask what you're doing for your birthday in case.
Go on.
Go on. What are you doing for your birthday?
I'll watch Bunter up at the same time. I'm off to see Ipswich Wanderers versus Felixstowe United and Walton.
What is it, a lead?
It's an Isthmian League North fixture.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I like that. Support your local club, Phil. I like that. Phil, one last thing before I let you go. You've always got something for me. So what is it?
That was my one last thing.
Oh, good. I love it. It works out like that.
Are you going to watch Ipswich Town in the Ipswich Wanderers bar? And Phil, is that the plan?
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I was just thinking there was a question because we play Stoke on Bank Holiday Monday. Is that going to be? Do you think that'll be available to watch on Town TV?
Yes, it will. Yeah, I believe it will.
Yes. Yeah. It's not a Saturday, is it? It's not a Saturday.
It's a Bank Holiday Monday, isn't it?
Tuesday. Monday. Phil, we appreciate you coming on. Look after yourself. But all the best and enjoy Tuesday night. All the best, Phil. We'll jump straight to South Coast Tractor Boy. Last one of the afternoon. Welcome in.
Resplendent in the third kit, which looked very good yesterday. I felt.
Look at the tree. Look at that tree.
Yeah, breaking news: Tottenham 2 up. Tottenham 2-0 up. Breaking news. Are they going to win a game?
Don't care.
Yeah, the tree was a promise from the missus from last season. She said if we get promoted, we can have a blue tree. So.
Oh wow!
And what's the ball behind your left shoulder there?
Yeah, what is that? Is that Leif Davis?
Yeah, it's got all the players on there. My
Yeah.
favourite one, obviously, the man of the match from yesterday, I think, Chappers.
Connor.
Chappers.
There's a question for you.
Yeah.
He should be
To keep-
chairman. He should be chairman of the South Coast Tractor Boys because obviously he came
Mate.
from that way. Come on,
Yeah,
could make
we you saw us yesterday, Crunch, at the front of the stand.
the
with
flag.
the flag, and we're trying to get his attention. I think next time we've got to take a Sharpie, try and get him to sign it or something. We're trying to get him involved somehow.
You
But
could make him the ambassador for you, couldn't you?
yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want.
Yeah.
'Cause he's
But just
obviously
ask him. He'll probably
a
just
lad,
do
isn't
it.
he? Yeah.
Do we
Well,
have to get? My question for you is: do we have to get promoted in order to keep Champlin? Because he's a Premier League player.
What is my camera doing?
I'm getting emotional. Yeah.
Let me try and stop
This
that.
is like watching Ipswich play, but it's so exhilarating. Like, what are
If you're
you doing?
listening, everybody, it was kind of going into a thrusting motion.
Thrusting.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. What would you say about Chaplin?
In order to do Ipswich need to get promoted in order to keep Chaplin because he is a Premier League player playing in the Championship, isn't he?
Oh man, that's a good question.
I mean, look, I don't want to, we will get promoted and we will keep him, but I'm just putting out there hypothetically, it feels like
Yeah,
you'll be turning heads right at the moment.
yeah, definitely. Can he make the jump up to Premier League though?
Most definitely.
You reckon?
Most definitely. Yeah, he'd get in that Luton team right now, surely.
Oh
This time
yeah,
it's
to be
all
fair,
none.
they played well earlier as well against City. Really good.
I just think he's phenomenal. And the goal he scored again yesterday, like we said, against Millwall, me and Martin were both up. He's going to score before he's even hit the net. Yesterday, as soon as it doesn't even need much of a back lift to send that soaring. Brilliant. What a player.
We actually end up in, so we stayed in Scarborough last night, and
Did you?
we end up in a bit of a little shady nightclub called Chaplin's.
Hey!
So yeah, we sort it out.
Scarbados, Matt, they call it.
Is that what they call it?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely
That's where Neil
howling there
Walker
was.
cut his management teeth, I think. He was at Scarborough. I like that.
Are you
He's
looking
had
forward
million
to
clubs, isn't
Watford on Tuesday night?
Oh, I'm knackered, but yeah, I am going. Yeah, these games are coming thick and fast, don't they? And that 6-hour drive this morning, like hungover, is not good. But yeah, I'll be there at Watford. We're not going to Leeds, unfortunately.
Watch it on the telly.
Yeah, we sort of come up with a bit of a bet at the game, and we were like, if Ipswich win 3-0, then we're going to Leeds. So obviously 2-0. We're it was squeaky bum time really because I'm absolutely knackered.
How many of you went up there yesterday then?
Seven of us had a car full. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, stayed in a hotel in Scarborough. So and just went out for a few schwallies after. So it was good. Good night.
Sounds good. Everyone's had good weekends off the back of these. This
Tiring though. So tiring. I mean, you
But
got
we
back
are-
quite late.
We are reaching a big point though, aren't we? In the season.
Crucial,
with
crucial.
the games, how thick and fast they come. And it's always said league table can change almost overnight around Christmas time. There's so many games. And it is a big time for us. And how do you see it going?
Like I said last week, Kieran, we don't lose back-to-back games. So even if there's a slight drop off in form, I feel, with the mentality that he's got the team into now, it ain't going to knock him back. Okay, crucial injuries, you can't really account for that.
No.
But January's obviously round the corner, so I'd like to think we're going to strengthen in a few places, and I think we should be good. Should be pretty good. What I noticed as well, one of the lads posted on the group earlier. We're 6 points. We got 6 more points at this stage compared to last season, and we're in the level above. That's mad.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Yeah.
It's classic
Probably
town,
fits
though, isn't
in
it?
well.
Right? Have an historic start to the season, be phenomenally good, but there'd be 3 teams being historically good. That's almost town-esque, right?
It's like last season, wasn't it? To have like 3 teams on 90, 90
To be expected though, with Premier League teams, 3 Premier League teams coming down.
Never been done before.
We're the fly in the ointment, aren't we?
Hasn't been done before though. Like, I think Leeds' points total are roughly where most teams are at this point. Who are second? Like, it's mad.
So we're 2.4 points per game at the moment. And as we were saying on the phone last night, Rich, we've got 26 games to go, and we're wasting 90 is the magic number. That's 42 points. So we can go from 2 point. If we did have a blip, right, You can go from 2.4 only to get to 90 points from where we are now is 1.6. 1.6.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge drop off to still even get to 90 points.
Yeah.
Norwich are doing 1.3. That's not
Yeah.
much more than what we need to get into to 90 points.
Yeah,
We're in a
I'm
great
nervous
position.
about that game.
We are.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. About
Especially with the way Rich is going on.
There's no need. There's no need to be nervous. Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous.
Can't wait.
about that.
We're all getting the train up. We're all getting 6 o'clock train from Havant straight on the beers.
Come to the statue. Come and see everybody.
Yeah,
Any
we will
people.
do. We will do.
Bring
We're
the
going to
flag.
stay.
We wanna
We're going to
see it.
stay. Yeah, 100%. We're going to stay. We're going to stay in Ipswich till sort of a bit of a later train as well. Just well, if we lose, then we'll scurry off with our tails between our legs. But
Whoa. We don't want none of that talk on
Come
here.
on. No negative talk.
this is the most confident I've ever felt about.
God,
beating them,
yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Score prediction Tuesday night then, Kev, before I let you go. Score prediction Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. Oh, 2-1, maybe.
2-1.
Would you
Yeah.
take a point? Would you take a point having got 3 at Middlesbrough?
No.
I don't know.
Keep the freight train rolling. Another 3 points.
Yeah. I mean,
Would be
it
good,
wouldn't be a
wouldn't it?
disaster taking a point, would it? But
Colin
I'd
said to me
like-
today he'd have taken a point at both away games and then win the Norwich one. But of course, we've got
Yeah.
3 now, haven't we, at Middlesbrough? So
I'd like
I-
to think that Middlesbrough result was massive. Like
Yes,
you saw what it meant to the players and
Yeah.
Kieran at the end. That was similar scenes to Derby last season. That was a moment where we really started believing that it's like, people write us off against top 6 sides, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
do that. So I think we have to beat Watford to carry the best momentum into that Norwich game, because they come to if we go to Watford and turn them over, especially after Southampton dropping points yesterday, that'll really set the
Watford.
statement to Norwich. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Colin
Absolutely.
said exactly the same. He felt and you'll know this, Rich. He said the atmosphere was very similar to that Derby
was.
away win.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
Really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Kev, enjoy the trip, and we'll see you next
Yeah.
weekend for a Derby mauling.
Take
Yeah,
it easy.
100%. We'll be there.
Look
Cheers,
after
guys.
yourself. All the
Yeah.
best.
Kev.
12 points coming up. We'll end the show with this. 12 points coming up. What would you take in terms of a points return? Watford fan to me said today you want ideally 9. That would be a great return from those 12. I'd take 7 if I'm honest. But I certainly see these next 2 coming up as a sort of if you're playing a computer game, a saving point, because league table wise, they're both mid-table. And then you play 2 teams that can go either way, heavyweight battles, first and third, but take the points while you can against the league table suggested poorer sides. Whether it works out like that, we'll wait and see.
I don't know what you think, Rich. I personally think getting back-to-back away wins is very difficult to do in terms of a mindset. And, I hate that expression, we go again, because people say that after you, but to go again and put on that level of performance. But that's what McKenna will be demanding, because the blueprint's there already. And you don't, Ferguson used to say that to United. I've seen how you can perform. If you can do it once, you can do it again. So we, as fans, we'll be expecting them to do it again. I've said to me now we'd get a point at Watford, I'd probably take that, knowing that I think, we're playing a really weak Norwich side on Saturday. And I think, we're going to get 3 points against them. As long as we're avoiding defeats, as long as you keep stacking up points, that's all I want. If we can get 3 at Watford, brilliant. But we're guilty of overrating some clubs. Middlesbrough, maybe. They went to Leeds and did 3, got unlucky on a 3-2, hit the post, gone down to 10 men. We thought that'd be a really difficult game. We've won the game easy. So we'll just have to wait and see. They've got a point. They've got a point against Southampton yesterday.
So
can we go there and get the win? I think we can. But
So out of 12, what do you want out of 12?
Out of 12?
What are you taking?
at the moment, I can see 12, but maybe 10. But I can see 12.
Wow.
All right. I
can see 12.
was not expecting that.
What did Middlesbrough look like a team that ran Leeds close yesterday? I don't think so.
No. All right. Rich, out of 12? 12 available?
Well, I'm looking at this week first. We want to make it a 9-point week, don't we?
9-point week, yeah.
This is where you make your moves, Martin. We've done it early in the season. I think we've done a 9 points, and then what did we do? Did we do a 7?
We did, yeah.
The next. So look, if you took 7 points this week, it made a draw at Watford and a win on Saturday. I think we're more than capable. Watford are a bit of a strange team for me. I think they're a bit sort of hit and miss. You're not sure.
Yeah.
Look, Norwich went there 2-0 up in 12 minutes. I think Swansea went there earlier in the season 2-0 up pretty early, and I think that was a draw. So I think we'll win on Tuesday. We'll beat Norwich. Ellen Road. blimey, I'd snatch your hand off for a point now. I honestly would. I think.
I do have that one down as a defeat on my little card there. But the fact that we might go into that with all this momentum.
I'll take 9. But we might lose. We might lose at Leeds. I think we're more than capable. I said to Colin yesterday, I know it's a strange thing to say in a minute. I think Leeds are a better side than Leicester. You know. But we've got the opportunity Tuesday night. Leicester don't play till Wednesday. We've got the opportunity to go top of the league now. I know it's only going to be for 24 hours. We've got the opportunity on Saturday if we win to go top because Leicester don't play until the Monday night. So look, Leeds go to Sunderland, Matt, on Tuesday away.
Game.
Tough game. They've sacked Mowbray. They won yesterday. They're in the playoff spots. So
yeah,
it's the Championship. You know what it's like. It's all about that next game.
Taking one game at a time.
McKenna, it's like Matthew said. Every game.
I'm a fan.
Every game is like a cup final.
Yeah,
it is at the minute, and the level of performances. Look, we've come back off that defeat, Matt, at West Brom away when everyone was really disappointed.
Yeah,
and we've took 9 points from 9. We've won the last 3, so I think we're more than capable. I'll go 9 points now, Martin. If you give me 9 points now, look, that's over that 2 point a game average. That takes us to 57.
Yeah,
and then you've got QPR at home. You've got QPR at home before Stoke away.
Yeah, 2 get right games.
We could be going to Stoke. We could be on 60 points going into the new year would be absolutely incredible.
I'm not going to talk down the team having seen what we did yesterday. Yeah, absolutely. But even if we do lose to Leeds, not the end of the world, like we just said. If we want to get to 90 points, we've got 26 games to get 42, 1.6 game on average. And Norwich are on 1.3 game at the moment. And look where they are in the bloody table. So, we've got the cushion. We've had the great start, and, Leeds fans will be looking at us and going, bloody hell. I know we beat them at Portman Road, but people that were there that game will know that we probably had our worst 10 minutes at home since the season started against them. So,
we just need to keep. I think the last 3 games, I think we've defended a lot better, defended properly. Yeah. We let them 2 late goals in against Millwall and Coventry. We could have had clean sheets.
That's a free kick,
but good yesterday to keep that clean sheet. I kept saying there's 10 minutes to go. Don't give them anything. Don't give them anything. Don't give them a way back into the game. Just be professional. Look. He might make a change or 2 probably on Tuesday night. You got Mass fit back from suspension. You got Brandon Williams. Look, shout out Harry Clark. I thought he was excellent yesterday. I thought he's been really good in the last 3 or 4 games when he's come in, and
he'll keep his place. I think.
Yeah, and I think going into that Norwich game, he and Wolfie, they will probably be saying to look, they're Ipswich lads. They will. I'm not saying it will. Look, it's a derby game, and footballers just say it's all about the 3 points. And Kieran will probably play the game down when he does his presser later in the week. But I think for Wolfenden and Harry Clark, them 2, it is a little bit different, and it means just a little bit more to them. Anyway, shout out to Wolfie. He's going to be
expecting again. Yeah, expecting again.
Get in there, top shagger.
Absolutely. There we go. Before we go, as Rich says, more games coming up and giving away. Well, we're not giving away, but you can win cash prizes if you play Match Bingo and support the great work of the East Anglian Air Ambulance. Play Match Bingo, win cash prizes. Are you a sports enthusiast who loves football and cricket and wants to support life-saving work while having fun and winning cash prizes? Look no further. Match Bingo is the ultimate interactive game that lets you play alongside live football. They've got bingos, I think, on Tuesday. It'll be on the app if they have. But also you can purchase cards, £2. Support the East Anglian Air Ambulance. How you play is on the screen right now. It's also in the description. Hit the link, head on over. Be gamble aware. Over 18s only. My £12 has now gone from 12 to 6. I've been a little bit unsuccessful the last couple of weeks. It's not been a good couple of weeks for me playing this game, but it's been good fun. Yesterday I needed a Middlesbrough goal for a line, and I was like, do I want him to score?
No,
or do I not want him to score? When there's money on offer, you start to think, and he's like 2-0 up. If they scored, would it be that much of a problem? And they didn't score anyway.
Not for £6, I wouldn't.
Hey, first one line's £25.
Okay.
2 lines 50. Full house is whatever the full house jackpot is. Yeah. So there you go. On the screen.
We don't want to see Haladki letting in any goals in. Bless him.
No, we certainly don't. Support the East Anglian Air Ambulance. Play Match Bingo. Be gamble aware. Over 18s only. Right. He has been the cruncher. That is the man from Del Monte. Minus
Tuesday, yeah.
that.
We'll see you Tuesday.
You'll see him Tuesday. He's got a stellar lined up for the match reaction.
We have.
Who have you got?
Then
On?
you'll-
Who have you got? on?
he's
I'm
got-
going to leave it as a surprise for everybody to tune in.
All right. And then you've got these two Wednesday. Whether or not one of the Reeves or both the Reeves join, we don't know. And then you've
Come
got
on, let's be having you. Come on, boys.
and then you've got Alex Matthew on Friday.
For the
Great lined up.
shellacking.
Enjoy, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you all during the week. Up
You
until
make me smile when I think of you. If I